There is a statistic that keeps economists awake at night. The 85 richest people in the world hold as much wealth as the poorest 3.5 billion. How is this mathematically possible? Do they work 1 billion times harder? Do they have 1 billion times more hours in the day? No. We all have 24 hours. We all have the same biology. The difference is not in the hardware, it is in the software. The billionaire mind does not run on the same operating system as the average mind. While most people see the world as a static picture, the billionaire sees it as a puzzle to be taken apart and reassembled. Welcome to Clean Slate Audiobook. Today, we are beginning a 4-part deep dive into the psychology of extreme wealth. We are not interested in how to save money on coffee. We are interested in how to build empires. We are going to deconstruct the mental models of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and the titans of industry. Let's wipe the slate clean and install a new operating system. Mental Model 1. First principles thinking. The first and most critical distinction is how they process information. 99% of the population thinks by analogy. Thinking by analogy means looking at what other people are doing and making slight adjustments. My competitor is charging $10, so I will charge $9. Everyone is building electric cars like this, so I will build mine like that. This is safe, this is comfortable, but it is a trap. It keeps you in the middle of the bell curve. Billionaires think by first principles. This is a physics term. It means boiling a problem down to its fundamental truths, the things that are indisputably true, and reasoning up from there. Let's look at Elon Musk. When he wanted to start SpaceX, everyone told him it was impossible. The analogy thinkers said, rockets are expensive. They have always been expensive. Only governments can afford them. If Musk thought by analogy, he would have quit. But he applied first principles. He asked, what is a rocket actually made of? Answer, aerospace-grade aluminum alloys, titanium, copper, and carbon fiber. Next question. What is the value of those materials on the commodity market? Answer, about 2% of the typical rocket price. Conclusion. The cost is not in the materials, the cost is in the inefficient human process. If he could redesign the manufacturing process, he could build a rocket for a fraction of the price. While everyone else was trying to make rockets 10% cheaper, Musk made them 1,000% cheaper because he ignored the analogy and looked at the atoms. To think like a billionaire, you must stop asking, how is it usually done? And start asking, what is physically possible? Look at your own business or career. Are you doing things because that's how we've always done it? Or are you looking at the raw materials of reality? Strip away the tradition. Strip away the fear. Look at the facts. That is where the billions are hidden. Mental Model 2. Locus of control. The second component of the billionaire mind is an extreme internal locus of control. Psychologists divide people into 2 groups. Group A has an external locus of control. They believe life happens to them. I didn't get the promotion because the boss doesn't like me. I can't start a business because the economy is bad. They are victims of circumstance. Group B has an internal locus of control. They believe life happens because of them. I didn't get the promotion because I didn't demonstrate enough value. The economy is bad, so I need to pivot my strategy. Billionaires have a terrifyingly high internal locus of control. They believe they can bend reality to their will. Steve Jobs was famous for this. His employees called it the reality distortion field. If an engineer told Jobs, we can't make the iPhone screen out of glass, it will break, Jobs didn't accept the limitations of reality. He stared at them and said, yes, we can, and we will do it in 6 months. To the average person, this looks like delusion. But to the billionaire, it is a refusal to accept the default settings of the world. They do not wait for permission. They do not wait for the right time. They understand that the rules of society are made up by people no smarter than them. When you shift your locus of control from external to internal, You stop complaining and start engineering. You stop being a character in the movie and start being the director. Mental Model 3, the long game, delayed gratification. The third rewiring is the perception of time. The average mind is addicted to now. We want the paycheck at the end of the month. We want the likes on Instagram today. We want the sugar rush instantly. The billionaire mind operates on a timeline of decades. Jeff Bezos founded Amazon in 1994. For almost 20 years, he barely made a profit. Wall Street screamed at him. Investors laughed at him. They said, "Amazon is a charity, not a business." But Bezos wasn't playing their game. He was playing the long game. He took every dollar of profit and reinvested it back into the system to lower prices and build infrastructure. He was willing to look like a loser for a decade to be a winner for a century. This is called time horizon arbitrage. Most people compete on a timeline of 1 year. If you are willing to compete on a timeline of 10 years, you have almost no competition. Ask yourself, what project are you working on that will pay off in 10 years? If the answer is nothing, you are trapped in the rat race. Wealth is not generated by working hard for a paycheck. It is generated by building assets that compound over time. You must be willing to suffer in the short term to rule in the long term. You must be willing to be misunderstood. As Bezos said, if you want to invent, you have to be willing to be misunderstood for a long time. Mental Model 4. Probabilistic thinking. Finally, we must address how they deal with failure. School teaches us that failure is bad. If you get an F on a test, you are stupid. The billionaire mind views failure through the lens of probability. They treat life like a game of poker, not a game of chess. In chess, if you make the right move, you win. In poker, you can make the right move and still lose. Elon Musk said that when he started Tesla, he thought he had a 10% chance of success. A normal person says, 10%? I'm not doing that. I might lose my money. Musk said, 10% is low, but the value of sustainable energy is so high that it is worth the risk. This is expected value thinking. They do not ask, will this work? They ask, if this works, how big is the payoff, and can I survive if it fails? If the upside is $1 billion and the downside is losing $100,000, a billionaire takes that bet every single time. Even if there is a high chance of failure, they place many bets. They fail often, but when they win so big that it covers all the losses 1,000 times over. Stop trying to be right every time. Start trying to make bets where the math is in your favor. You only need to be right once. This concludes the first phase of our analysis. We have rewired the software. We have shifted from analogy to first principles. We have taken control of our reality. We have extended our time horizon. But a mindset is just a map. To build the territory, you need tools. You need power. In part 2 of this series, we are going to unlock the concept of leverage. How do you lift a heavy object without using your own muscles? How do billionaires produce output that is 10,000 times greater than the average worker? The answer lies in code, media, capital, and labor. Get ready to scale. Archimedes once said, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world." He was talking about physics, but he was accidentally describing the secret of modern wealth. Welcome back to the operating table. In part 1, we rewired your brain. Now, in part 2, we are going to give you the tools to move the world. We are going to talk about leverage. Let's destroy a lie right now. The lie is, if you want to make more money, you must work harder. This is false. A construction worker works harder than a hedge fund manager. A nurse works harder than a software tycoon. If wealth was the result of sweat, the people carrying bricks would be the billionaires. Billionaires do not trade time for money. Trading time is a trap because time is limited. You cannot work 25 hours a day. Billionaires trade leverage for money. Leverage is a force multiplier. It allows you to put 1 unit of effort in and get 10,000 units of output out. Naval Ravikant, the famous angel investor, classifies leverage into 3 distinct forms. To escape the rat race, you must master at least one of them. To become a billionaire, you must master all 3. Leverage Type 1. Labor, people. The oldest form of leverage is labor. This means getting other people to work for you. If you own a factory and you hire 1,000 people, you are leveraging their time. You profit from the difference between what they produce and what you pay them. This is the classic definition of a business owner. It is powerful. It built the pyramids. It built the Roman Empire. But here is the truth the books won't tell you. Labor leverage is messy. People are complex. They get sick. They have egos. They need management. They can sue you. Managing 1,000 people is not freedom. It is a high-paid babysitting job. Most billionaires start with labor, but they try to move away from it as fast as possible. They want efficiency, not drama. This leads us to the second, cleaner form of leverage. Leverage Type 2. Capital money. Capital leverage is money working for you while you sleep. This is Warren Buffett's playground. If you have $1 million invested at 10%, you earn $100,000 a year without lifting a finger. You have essentially hired your dollars to be your employees. And dollars are great employees. They work 24/7, they don't complain, and they don't take vacations. But there is a catch. To use capital leverage, you need capital. It is a gated community. You cannot just walk in. You either need to be born rich, or you need to convince rich people to give you their money. In the 20th century, if you didn't have labor or capital, you were stuck. You were a worker bee. But then, something miraculous happened. The internet was born, and it gave birth to the third and most powerful form of leverage in human history. Leverage Type 3. Permissionless leverage, code, and media. This is the Holy Grail. This is how the modern billionaires, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Elon Musks, the creators are made. We call it permissionless leverage. Why permissionless? Because you don't need anyone's approval to use it. To hire people, labor, you need their consent. To invest money, capital, you need a bank account. But to write code or create media, you need nothing but a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection. Let's look at code. Code is an army of robots that works for you for free. When Bill Gates wrote the first version of BASIC, or when Zuckerberg wrote the first version of Facebook, they worked hard once. They wrote the code. But after that, the code ran itself. Whether one person used Facebook or 1 billion people used Facebook, the code didn't care. It cost almost nothing to replicate. This is zero marginal cost of replication. If you open a bakery, to sell more bread, you have to bake more bread. That is linear. If you write software, you build it once, and you can sell it 1 million times without doing any extra work. That is exponential. Now, let's look at media. This video you are listening to right now, this is leverage. I recorded this once, but thousands of you are listening to it. I am speaking to thousands of people simultaneously across different time zones while I am probably sleeping or eating dinner. If I had to explain this concept to each of you individually in a coffee shop, it would take me 10 lifetimes. With media, it takes me 20 minutes. Joe Rogan talks into a microphone for 3 hours. That single effort is multiplied by millions of listeners. His hourly rate is technically millions of dollars. This is the billionaire mindset in the digital age. Never do anything that can only be done once. Build assets that work while you are not there. The judgment factor. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I'll start a YouTube channel or learn to code. Will I be a billionaire? Not necessarily. Leverage is just a tool. A lever needs a force to move it. That force is judgment. In an age of infinite leverage, judgment is the most expensive skill. A billionaire doesn't get paid for their ability to type code or edit video. They get paid for knowing what code to write and what video to make. If you apply massive leverage to a bad idea, you will just go bankrupt faster. Consider the captain of the Titanic. He had massive leverage, a huge ship, but he had poor judgment. He hit an iceberg. The leverage just made the disaster bigger. The billionaire mind is obsessed with decision quality. They spend days, weeks, sometimes years just thinking, reading, and waiting. They are like snipers. They wait for the perfect opportunity, and then they pull the trigger with maximum leverage. They don't run around busy. Busy is the enemy of rich. If you are busy, you don't have time to think. And if you don't have time to think, you cannot exercise judgment. Warren Buffett spends 80% of his day just reading. He is sharpening his judgment so that when he makes a decision, he can put billions of dollars behind it. Conclusion of Part 2. So, here is your assignment for Part 2. Look at your life. Where is your leverage? Are you selling your time? Or are you building a product? Are you answering the same email 50 times? Or are you writing a code script to answer it automatically? Are you explaining your business to one client at a time? Or are you making a video that explains it to the world? Stop digging with a spoon. Go build an excavator. But be careful. Leverage is a double-edged sword. It amplifies gains, but it also amplifies risks. How do billionaires bet everything without losing everything? How do they take massive risks while ensuring they never go to zero? In Part 3, we will explore the asymmetry. We will learn the art of the uncapped upside and the limited downside. We are going to learn how to gamble like a casino, not like a gambler. You have rewired your brain. You have acquired leverage. Now, you are dangerous. But being dangerous is not enough. You need to be smart. If you use massive leverage, like borrowing millions of dollars, and you make one mistake, you don't just lose, you go to zero. You get wiped out. This brings us to the third component of the billionaire mind, asymmetry. The average person thinks billionaires are gamblers who bet the farm on a risky idea. This is a myth. Billionaires are not the gamblers, they are the casino. They only take bets where the math is rigged in their favor. The asymmetric bet. Let's look at the math of a normal job. In a normal job, your risk is low, you probably won't get fired today, but your reward is capped. You will never make $1 million in a month. This is a symmetric trade. Low risk, low reward. Now, look at a billionaire's trade. They look for asymmetric bets. These are situations where the downside is known and limited, but the upside is unknown and infinite. Heads, I lose $1. Tails, I make $1 million. If you find a coin like that, you flip it as many times as you can. Let's look at Richard Branson. When he started Virgin Atlantic, he was a music publisher. He knew nothing about airlines. People said, "Richard, you are crazy. Airlines are money pits. If you fail, you will lose your music empire." It looked like a huge risk, but it wasn't. Branson had negotiated a secret deal with Boeing. He agreed to buy the planes, but with a clause: if the airline didn't work out after 12 months, he could return the planes to Boeing for a full refund. Think about that. His downside was almost zero, just the cost of fuel and staff for a year. His upside was building $1 billion airline. This is the billionaire's signature. Protect the downside and let the upside run. They don't jump off cliffs without a parachute. They check the parachute 5 times, put a safety net at the bottom, and then they jump. The barbell strategy. To execute this, many billionaires use what Nassim Taleb calls the barbell strategy. Imagine a barbell at the gym. It has weights on the 2 extreme ends and nothing in the middle. Most people live in the middle. They put their money in medium-risk investments. They have medium careers. They seek balance. The billionaire mind avoids the middle. The middle is where you get crushed. Instead, they play the extremes. On one end of the barbell, they are hyper-conservative. They keep a large portion of their money in cash, gold, or safe land. They are paranoid. They ensure that no matter what happens to the economy, they will never be homeless. On the other end of the barbell, they are hyper-aggressive. They take maximum risk with the remaining money. They invest in startups, crypto, or wild new technologies. They are simultaneously the most boring investor and the craziest investor. Why? Because if the risky side goes to zero, they are still safe, thanks to the conservative side. But if the risky side hits the moon, they become billionaires. They have capped their losses, but uncapped their gains. Stop trying to be balanced. Be extreme in your safety, so you can be extreme in your risk. The trap of the monthly salary. This is why a monthly salary is the most dangerous drug. A salary convinces you to sell your upside. When you sign an employment contract, you are agreeing to a trade. I will give you my time and my ideas. You will give me a fixed amount of money. If your idea makes the company $100 million, how much do you get? You get your salary, maybe a small bonus. The company keeps the upside. You have taken all the risk of your time, but you have given away the leverage. Billionaires demand equity. Equity is ownership. Equity is the only vehicle that captures the black swan, the unexpected, massive explosion of value. Elon Musk doesn't take a salary from Tesla, he takes stock options. If Tesla fails, he gets nothing. If Tesla wins, he becomes the richest man on earth. He aligned his skin in the game with the asymmetric upside. You might not be able to quit your job today, but you must start looking for equity. Start a side business, invest in stocks, create intellectual property. Move yourself from the time economy to the equity economy. Convexity, trial and error. Finally, asymmetry relies on volume. If you have a coin that pays $1 million on tails, you need to flip it more than once. Billionaires fail more than anyone else. Jeff Bezos launched the Fire Phone. It was a disaster. He lost millions. He launched Amazon Auctions. It failed. He launched Z-Shops. It failed. But he also launched AWS, Amazon Web Services. It succeeded. And that single success paid for all the failures 1,000 times over. This is called a convex payoff. In a convex system, one win covers all your losses. Therefore, your goal should not be don't fail. Your goal should be fail small, fail fast, and fail cheap. Treat your life like a laboratory. Run cheap experiments. Start a podcast, low cost. Write a blog, low cost. Try a new business idea, low cost. Most will fail. That's okay. You only lose a little time. But one day, one of those experiments will catch fire. And because you own the equity, that fire will lift you to the stratosphere. Conclusion of Part 3. We have the mindset, Part 1. We have the leverage, Part 2. We have the strategy, Part 3. The machine is built. The car is ready. The map is drawn. But there is one final problem. The driver. This journey is not a sprint. It is a brutal, exhausting, soul-crushing marathon. Most people burn out. They make their money and lose their health, or they lose their minds. To finish the race, you need energy. You need focus. You need a state of being that allows you to perform at the highest level for decades. In the final Part 4, we are going to open the hood of the billionaire's biology. We will talk about the endurance, sleep, deep work, and the ability to say no. Welcome to the monk mode. We have talked about rockets, leverage, and casinos, but now we must talk about the machine that runs it all. You. A Formula One car can have the best engine in the world, But if the tires blow out or if the fuel runs dry, it will never finish the race. The path to $1 billion is littered with the bodies of people who burned out. They made money, but they lost their health, their families, and their minds. The true billionaire mind is not just about generating wealth, it is about sustaining high performance for decades. How do Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Jeff Bezos work with such intensity without collapsing? It is not because they have more willpower, it is because they ruthlessly manage their energy using 3 specific protocols. Protocol 1: eliminate decision fatigue. Every decision you make burns a unit of energy. What should I wear? Energy burn. What should I eat for breakfast? Energy burn. Should I answer this email? Energy burn. Psychologists call this decision fatigue. By the time the average person gets to work at 9 a.m., they have already wasted half their mental battery on trivial nonsense. This is why Mark Zuckerberg wears the same grey t-shirt every day. This is why Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck. It wasn't a fashion statement, it was an energy conservation strategy. They automated the small decisions so they could pour all their brain power into the big decisions. Billionaires are minimalists in their personal lives, so they can be maximalists in their professional lives. Look at your day. How many useless decisions are you making? Automate your breakfast. Simplify your wardrobe. Schedule your day the night before. Stop leaking energy on things that don't matter so you can attack the things that do. Protocol 2: monk mode and deep work. The modern world is designed to distract you. Notifications, emails, meetings, these are the enemies of wealth. Billionaires understand the real value is created in silence. Bill Gates is famous for his think weeks. Twice a year, he isolates himself in a cabin in the woods. No phone, no internet, just books and a notepad. He disconnects from the world to download the future. This is called deep work. Shallow work is answering emails. Anyone can do it. It pays minimum wage. Deep work is solving complex problems. It requires hours of uninterrupted focus. It pays billions. You cannot build an empire while checking Instagram every 5 minutes. To cultivate the billionaire mind, you must practice monk mode. Block out 2 hours every morning. Turn off the phone. Lock the door. Do the hardest thing first. If you can protect your focus while the rest of the world is distracted, you have a superpower. Protocol 3: the art of saying no. Warren Buffett was once asked the difference between successful people and very successful people. He said, "Very successful people say no to almost everything. When you start succeeding, opportunities will attack you. People will want your time. They will pitch you ideas. They will invite you to coffee. The amateur says yes because they are flattered. The billionaire says no because they are focused." They understand the concept of the circle of competence. Imagine a circle. Inside is what you know better than anyone else. Outside is everything else. Billionaires stay strictly inside their circle. If you are a tech genius, don't try to start a fashion line. If you are a real estate mogul, don't try to trade crypto. Diversification is for people who don't know what they are doing. Focus is how you build wealth. You must be ruthless with your time. Guard it like it is your bank account, because it is. Final conclusion: the billionaire is inside you. We have reached the end of our journey. We have torn down the old beliefs and installed the billionaire operating system. Part 1: the rewiring. Use first principles. Ignore the crowd. Part 2: the leverage. Use code, media, and capital to multiply your effort. Part 3: the asymmetry. Take bets where the upside is infinite and the downside is capped. Part 4: the endurance. Protect your energy, say no, go deep. You might be looking at your bank account right now thinking, this is impossible, I am nowhere near a billionaire. But remember, every billionaire started with $0. Sam Walton started with 1 store. Jeff Bezos started in a garage. Oprah started in poverty. The money is not the cause. The money is the result. The cause is the mindset. You now have the map. The slate is clean. The leverage is waiting. The only variable left is you. Will you go back to sleep? Or will you wake up and build? The world is waiting for your empire. This has been Inside the Billionaire Mind, a Clean Slate Audio original series. If this guide brought you value, subscribe and share it with the one person you want to build an empire with. Thank you for listening. Now, get to work.